you had a little surprise the other day. When was it? What happened?
I did Tuesday night. I was behind the bar and decided to clean a little this, a little that, and there's a shelf that I was cleaning the stuff on, and a paper clip had fallen down behind the shelf, and there was a base, like a trim baseboard, and I was pulling the paper clip out, and when I did, I felt something kind of move in the little hole. It's just a little hole on top of the baseboard, and kind of stuck my finger down in there and popped out a ring. I thought it was a gumball ring, and I got to looking at it, and I got the little magnifying glass out, got to looking, and it's a 1937 Longview High School class ring. So it was kind of exciting, but I know somebody out there knows where it goes. It has a home somewhere. You know, the person that wore this ring probably may not still be with us, but I know that they have an heir, or hopefully they have an heir, and hopefully we find them, and hopefully we get it to them. But I just think it'd be cool to, you know, get it to the right person. You know, I'd love it if somebody came up to me and said, "Hey, I have your grandfather's class ring." You know, just be cool.
That's it. What are the initials on it?
The initials, it has the word Stafford in it, and then on the other side by the 10K, it has, you can see the letter F. You have to get one of those little eyeglasses to really look, but there's also a D. So it's the initials, I believe the D is in front of the F, or it could be behind the F, but the initials are DF or FD. I have to get my glass to look again. We did find a person in the 1937 Longview High School annual that has those initials. They're inverted, they're reversed, but who knows? This could have been, you know, they could have been backwards on here. They could have, the way they had it printed. I don't know. I just think that there's a route out there to go and try to find the owner or the owner's family.
I guess you have no idea how long that thing's been back there.
I do not. I have been here, I have been a bartender here on and off for 19 years before I bought Outlaws in 2019, December of 2019. So I've been here 24 years, and I don't ever recall anybody ever turning in a ring or, you know, ever seeing this ring before. So it's been there for a minute, a long minute.
That's what a weird story that's got to be as to how it ended up there.
I know.
You
This
know?
was a Kentucky Fried Chicken. You know, the very first one in Texas. But I don't know. Maybe someone had it on their finger. You know, it was, you know, a family members or something, their grandparents or something. Maybe they had it on their finger. They were working at the Kentucky Fried Chicken. They took it off, laid it up there, forgot about it. It went down in the crack. It laid there for all those years. I mean, there's no telling how it got there.
That's just crazy. Does it make you want to start pulling the bricks apart to see what's back there?
I have 2 metal detectors, and I love metal detecting, so look, I'm all up for it. I love looking, you know, I love the history stuff, and I love the history of this area, you know, because this was called Ertville before it was ever Longview. Back in the late 1800s, it was Ertville, and the main house was over there on the other side of Super 1. And if I remember my history correctly, this area here, there was a saloon. So there's no telling what's out there under that dirt.
Yeah,
No
right.
telling. Like I told you, I found that 1935 chauffeur's badge.
Yeah,
So-
that was something else you found, but it wasn't here though, right?
It was down the walking trail.
Yeah.
Yeah, this walking trail, it runs across Alpine, and I found old medicine bottles back there, and one day I just found that.
Wow, that's
Like,
crazy.
wow, I know.
You are the finder of the old things.
I love it. I love it.
Well, that's just crazy.
Isn't that? What will be even crazier is we can find the family.
Yeah, that's really your goal here, I
Yes.
guess, isn't it?
Yes.
Try to find out who really owned that and
Yes.
get it back to them.
It needs to go back home.
Yeah, yeah. And of course, the high school was not very far from here, the original one. You know, it was downtown.
Yes,
Ish.
yes, you're right.
Yeah.
It's not far from here. And I found it last Tuesday night, which school has been out all week last week for Thanksgiving, so I haven't contacted the school or the alumni to see if, you know, but I do have intentions of doing that hopefully this week to see, you know, they might can help me, you know, point me in the right direction.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so.
Well, it's, hopefully that happens. I mean,
I would
maybe
love
somebody
for that to
will see
happen.
this story and approach you about it, because maybe somebody has a grandfather that lost their ring.
Yes.
Maybe
and
they
then you'll
know.
have to come back and do a story on them finding it, on them getting the ring. But yeah, I think it's a cool story, Um, if we can get the right ending to get it home, we'll even be even cooler. So.
All right. Thanks a lot.